Most couples spend months planning their wedding and then about 10 minutes thinking about the actual ceremony. And then they wonder why it felt rushed or awkward or just kind of forgettable. Let's fix that.
You're listening to the Houses and Spouses podcast with Ryan Hamilton. Ryan Hamilton is a real estate agent with Good Oak Real Estate and the heart behind the I Do Guru, helping people build strong foundations, both in their homes and in their marriages. Let's get into it.
Welcome back to the Houses and Spouses podcast with Ryan Hamilton. I am Ryan Hamilton, realtor with Good Oak Real Estate, wedding officiant at the I Do Guru. And before we get into today's episode, you know what time it is. Why is dark spelled with a K? Because you can't see in the dark. Okay, it's not going to get any better from the dad joke front, but it's going to get better on the podcast front. Today's a quick hitter episode. Like I said, mini episode. If you're getting married or you know someone who is, these are 3 things that I wish every couple knew before they walk down the aisle. Okay, so this is my top 3 things to know before you walk down the aisle from a wedding officiant's perspective. Tip number 1. The ceremony will set the tone for the rest of your celebration. Your ceremony is not the thing that you just have to get through. It's the reason that everyone showed up. And I think there's a lot of couples get it backwards here. They put all the time and energy and into the, and focus on planning into the reception, the food, the music, the party. I get it. That's where we think all the fun's going to happen. But the ceremony, sometimes it gets just treated like a checkbox. Like, all right, we're going to get it done. It's part of the process. Here's the truth. If your ceremony feels rushed or generic or disconnected, that energy will carry into the rest of the day in the evening. That'll carry into your celebration. But when your ceremony feels intentional, when it feels like you as a couple, everything else feels elevated. It's going to hit differently when it's one of those types of ceremonies. So that's tip number 1 is remembering that the ceremony will set the tone for your celebration that day. Tip number 2, personal doesn't have to mean long when it comes to ceremonies. A lot of couples hear the word personalized and they think that means a 30-minute life story. It doesn't. Your guests don't need every detail of how you met, what you ordered on your first date, and what your dog's name was in 2018. They need the highlight reel, okay? They need the trailer. They need the moments that actually matter. The goal is to make people feel something, not to test their attention span to see how long they could watch you stand up there. Short, meaningful, intentional. That is your ceremony sweet spot. So that's tip number 2. A personal ceremony doesn't have to be a long ceremony. Tip number 3, rehearse the right things. So let's talk about the rehearsal. And to be honest, most times I don't go to the rehearsal because a lot of times I'm just going down when the wedding planner tells me to go down, okay? But for you couples out there, because some weddings treat this like it's a full on-stage production and others are just going to wing it, the answer is you've got to rehearse and find that sweet spot to rehearse the things that actually are going to matter. You don't need to rehearse every word. You don't need to rehearse every step. You need to know who's walking when, where everyone's going to stand, who's going to be responsible for the rings. That's a big one. And what the flow of the ceremony is going to look like from start until we're signing the marriage license at the end. Because when those things are clear, you can actually relax. Everyone knows what's going on. You can be present in the moment, and that is the goal. The goal for your ceremony is not perfection. It's presence. It's actually remembering it, remembering to be in the moment and not just hopefully a blur at the end. So that's the 3rd tip that I'm sharing with you today is rehearse the correct things, the right things, the things that matter when you're at your wedding ceremony rehearsal. So if you're planning a wedding, focus on the ceremony. Make it intentional. Make it meaningful. And don't overcomplicate it. Because at the end of the day, that's the moment that everything is built around for your wedding day, is the ceremony. Okay? It kicks things off. It sets the tone. It sets the mood. And if you want help creating a ceremony that actually feels like you, not something that was just copied off of a Pinterest board, that's literally what I do. Quite literally what I do as the I Do Guru. So if this was helpful, share it with someone who's getting married. If it's helpful for you and you're getting married, reach out to me. And as always, thank you for listening to another mini episode, a quick hitter episode this morning of the Houses and Spouses podcast. Again, Ryan Hamilton here, real estate agent with Good Oak Real Estate in the Phoenix and Tucson areas, and wedding officiant at the I Do Guru. And I want to help you and your people. So whether it's real estate, whether it's wedding, whether it's just a conversation about either one of those topics or anything else. You want to talk watches? Let's go. Let's talk watches. Again, reach out. Happy to help. Happy to be part of those conversations. And thank you for tuning in. And we will be back here again next week with another new episode of the Houses and Spouses podcast with Ryan Hamilton.
This has been the Houses and Spouses podcast with Ryan Hamilton. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe and share this episode with someone who needs it. For real estate help or a wedding ceremony crafted with care, connect with Ryan online. See you next week.